What do you think this book's gonna be about?
I have a little message for you. Can you help me read it?
Dad.
A bad? Why do you think it's bad? Look at our picture. What makes us think it's gonna be a bad day?
I have been learning about sharks. Have you read any new books?
What do we see in the window? Oh,
Puppy.
the puppy. What's happening to the puppy?
The rain.
The rain is getting him. What about her?
Well, we're gonna read a story.
The giant.
She's crying? Yeah, she is crying.
Alrighty, this is a new one. Okay.
All right.
We're gonna get started.
So let's start. All right, Just a Bad Day by Jenna and Merker Mayer. When I woke up this morning, it was raining. I knew it was going to be a bad day. Oh, he looks really grumpy. Look at the dog. I wanted a bowl of Sugar Crisp for breakfast, but the box was empty. I had to have oatmeal instead. Yuck. What do you notice at the end of the word yuck? Is that a period? Close. If we don't have this little line above the period, then it, or above the mark, then it's a period. Just a little, that's a period. It looks, this is a period. Do you know what we call that? It's an exclamation point. Can you say an exclamation point? Do you know when we use an exclamation point? We use it when we're really excited about something. So when we say it, should we be really quiet or really loud? All right, so we're gonna both say yuck. And we're gonna say it really loud. Ready? Can you do it? Yuck. Yeah, okay. I looked for my favorite shirt, but it was dirty. I had to wear a shirt I didn't even like. I wanted to watch cartoons on TVs, but they were all reruns. This was a really bad day. Do you know what reruns are? No? So you know when you watch TV, do you ever like turn it on and there's a show you already watched? No? Well, a rerun is when you turn on a TV and you already watched that show. So you already know what's gonna happen, so it's not gonna be as interesting. That's what a rerun is. Alright, so I decided to paint a picture, but my sister had left all the tops of my paints and they were all dried up. Look at, there's all these paints. Does he look very happy? He can't even paint. Why can't he paint?
Because they're all dried up.
They're all dried up. Yep. I wanted to play with my new truck, but my dad had stepped on it by accident and broken the... What's that word? Let's look at our picture. What's broken in our picture? The wheel. All right, let's try it. Wheel. Yup. Good job. So I decided to put my puzzles together instead. Some of the pieces were missing. This was such a bad day. So I asked my mom if I could play in the rain, but she said it's too wet. So I let the dog in to play, but Mom made me put him back because he was too wet. Oh, look at what's happening there.
Yeah, probably all the down.
Yeah, what's he doing? He's like, oh, don't get me wet. Right? Because he's shaking all the water off of him, right? I said, but I'm bored. Mom said, why don't you play a game with your sister? What's at the end of that sentence? Oh, remember, this is a period. What do we call this one? A question mark. When do we use a question mark? When we want to ask a question. All right, I tried to play cards with my sister. She threw them all over the room. She's being messy, isn't she? Then we played chase, but Mom made us stop because we were too noisy. Please play something that's a little more quiet, Mom said. So we colored in our coloring books. I got mad at my sister because she broke some of my crayons. She cried, Mom yelled at both of us. Boy, was this a bad day. Oh, there's that mark again. Do you remember what that's called? An exclamation point. You want to say it? Exclamation point? All right.
Wrong.
Yeah, she's crying. Why is she crying again?
Daddy big.
Because she broke the crayons. And who got mad? It was him. He got mad because they were his crayons. Would you get mad if someone broke your things? No? I would get upset. All right. Do you want to read this with me? Remember, we got to say it loud because it's excited. Ready? Boy, was this a bad day. Then it stopped raining, but Mom wouldn't let me go outside because it was so muddy. And my baseball game was canceled because the field was too wet. This was the worst day ever. Then my dad came home. He had a surprise for me. It was I have this word crossed off. All right, it was a something, just like the one he had broken. Do you remember what was broken in the book?
The dog.
What was broken in the book? Remember, it was the wheel. What did the wheel go to? Let's look at the truck. What do you see in the picture? Or let's look at the picture. What do you notice that has a wheel? The truck? All right, what does truck start with? What letter does truck start with? What letter sounds like with T? What letter makes the T sound? T. All right, let's see if this word starts with a T. Does it start with a T? All right, let's sound out the rest. Truck. Truck. Then my dad came home. He had a surprise for me. It was a truck, just like the one he had broken. He brought my sister a surprise too. What did he bring his sister?
Bunny.
A bunny. He has a truck and a bunny in his hands. Today was just a bad day, but at least it had a happy ending. All right, going back to our title, it was just a bad day. Was it just a bad day? No, why was it not just a bad day? They got to play with their new toys. When you get new toys, are you happy? Yeah. Well, that was a good book, wasn't it? Good job, Sophia.